check it out now. This ain't a slide, let's take a ride, and I don't mean in a car. With the D-O-C-I, the double L-R. Birthday baby celebrating, doing right, not wrong. We thanking God, mom and dad with a birthday song.
Got mom and dad, I wouldn't be. Can celebrate it without you. God bless us all, and this is true. I thank you. Happy
I need the room is full of love, not an ounce of hate. We came to celebrate a birth on a specific day. We're gonna add a slice of lemon for a little twist, so everybody find a blessed born, blow 'em a kiss. And when I say to blow a kiss, I mean the lady to man. If you're the same agenda, hug 'em or just shake his hand. The whole intent, not forget that everything here is good. See, I ain't trying to cross your comfort zone. Is that understood? We ask for presents on our birthday in the form of a gift, but it's the presence of his essence when he starts to uplift. You see, there's no amount of money in the end of the star. You can't compare to what you're feeling when he's touching your heart. So howdy ho, let's go, people, get up and dance. And on your birthday, each and every one is getting a chance. So in this order, give thanks, loud and making it clear. Thank you, God, mom, and daddy, cause I wouldn't be here. Woo!
God, mom and dad, I wouldn't be. Can celebrate it without you. God bless us all, and this is true. I thank you.
We're here to have a little fun, dance a party in peace. Pay homage to our parents, family, friends, and the feast. So if you're feeling any anger, ain't no room for the beat. Turn around and hit the door, and what we telling them peeps. See the time so out of order, that's becoming the norm. Got the faith to keep believing as we weather the storm. Got the feelings back together, as we assemble, we pray. And for the person of the happy birthday, let's clear the floor, spread it out. Give the ladies some room. And barbecues, clubs, wedding for the bride and the groom. Yeah, the mood was the bomb. Everybody went boom. They didn't practice what they did, I would have to assume. I think we're coming to an ending. Are you ready to stop? Give it up one more time, mama and pops. Now the better way to end it, gotta say it loud. Each and every day you give us, thank you, God.
God, mom and dad, I wouldn't be. Can celebrate it without you. God bless us all, and this is true. I thank you. Happy birthday. God, mom and dad, I wouldn't be. Can celebrate it without you. God bless us all, and this is true. I thank you. Happy birthday.
All right, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is your man DOCILLR, better known as Doc Killer in the building. And welcome to the Unity by Default show. This is my first live broadcast from YouTube itself. My co-host right here, Lady T, she'll be joining me soon via webcam because, you know, we're doing the socially distanced thing. Plus, the weather out there is horrible. I'm talking about snowstorm, and it's not looking good. I've seen a lot of people crashing, and man, you know, just it's looking bad outside. Very bad. Very, very bad. With that being said, I'm going to make sure that the post hit Facebook like I wanted it to, because I wanted to invite everybody on to check out the broadcast. So just be patient with me for a second. It looks like everything is live. We're 4 minutes in, and things do look good. Okay, so with that being said, I want to do a couple of things. I want to add something to the description, like the title of what our broadcast is going to entail tonight. So please bear with me for a quick second. Doody-doody-doo. You know, on second thought, we're going to leave that alone for right now. We're going to try to bring Tina in, and we're going to get to our subject matter. I'm going to see if I can get a good feed on her, make sure she's tuned in and everything is going well. So let's check this out. Oh, man. I need to be able to see if there's anybody in the building as well. So, what is this? Bingo, no comments. Okay, so that's there. And this being my first broadcast, please forgive me if everything doesn't look great. It looks to me like the banner is looking good. My gear looks kind of fly. And we're going to have to ignore the phone calls because we're live right now. We're not going to do all of that. Blah, blah, blah. Where you at? Let me try to hit Lady T, aka Pinky, up real quick and get in on this broadcast, and we can get down to the nitty gritty of what we're coming on live for tonight. Boom. Okay. I will send her this real quick. Oh, tonight's show topic. Has your relationship and or friendship grown and or deteriorated during the course of the global pandemic? Basically, what I want to know is, with everybody being stuck inside of buildings, inside of their house, you're spending a rather significant amount of time with people that you normally would have time apart from. And what I'm trying to see is what effect that is having on you as a family, as a, as cohabitators or boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband, wife. And that relates to you and your children, you and your parents as well. I just want to get a good gauge of what's going on because I see many things happening. We have that effect that I just spoke of, as well as when you have children in school and they're doing a distant learning. And with the distant learning process, what I found is over the course of this past year, because we've just coming up on a year during this pandemic, that there has been a incredibly high surge in things such as violence, domestic violence, child abuse, domestic violence, child abuse, and even suicide. I think that a major contributor to what's going on with that is the lack of human touch and that interaction. And children they don't recognize what's going on. They've never had to experience this before. For the most part, they're somewhat spoiled by the standards in which I grew up or we as people have come up. So with that being said, we have to look at it and think about what we've exposed the children to and figure out how we can get the most out of what it is we have to experience at this time. I'll get some input from Tina when she checks in, and we'll try to figure out what some of the possible resolutions are. With that being said, I'm going to play a song real quick while I get some things going here. So enjoy the music I'm about to run by you real quick. The name of the song that I'm about to play, I guess we'll go with The Question. So, return to you shortly.
What is this? Tell me what is this? What is this? What is this? Tell me what is this? What is this? Tell me what is this? Tell me what is this? What is this? What is this? Tell me what is this? They're using calculators, can't figure out the math. Forgot our father's struggle, so we on a broken path. blisters on his feet.
I've been gone for a while, now I'm back, thought we had it made. 2015, modern day shot, jack of spades, soldier at heart, ready, able, always willing. I fought for this country, now my fight is for the children. Assemble to the right, as I ignite, thought you knew this. Thought that I would stand down, you must be foolish. No other one to say this, no need to pretend. You got a child, parent, no time to be their friend. You're right, in their sights, it's an all-out manhunt. Used to be a time when us blacks owned storefronts, rising to the top, unity, it was in our sight. Music change, drugs rule, puff, smoke away your rights. Teens like zombies, law cause you feeling. Claim you smoking herb, now you hard and you killing. Used to have the answer, now you searching for suggestion. I'm guessing only God has the answer to these questions.
In the water,
Tell me.
or something in the air.
Oh yeah.
What is it that we're learning? Why don't we seem to care?
Do we?
A random act of violence, a brutal act of force.
Oh no.
Our babies killing babies,
Our babies
and they
dying.
have no remorse.
No,
I
no.
can't discipline my children without going to jail. You're closing all my schools now.
Close in.
My child is bound to fail. Ain't got no health insurance.
No, no, no,
If I
no,
buy
no,
it, I
no.
can't eat. Another homeless veteran with blisters on his feet.
Tell me, what is this?
Ooh.
What is this? Yeah. What is this? Tell me, what is this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Testing 1, 2. There we go. There we go. We are back. All right. I'm trying to see who we got here in the building right now. If we have anybody in the building, I got to give people a chance to come in. No comments or reactions. Okay. Baseline camera. Guess one. Kill that for right now. Oh boy. Well, again. All right. So. I put in our description on the on our link here that we haven't been around for a while. We haven't been around for a while because of COVID, because of my work schedule, and because of many things going on during this whole pandemic situation. Not only that, but everything that's been going on with politics in America and I got people that don't talk to me because of a difference in opinion when it comes to political views. I think that's one of the things that could be causing some of the dissension within the homes. With that being said, I'm still trying to figure out why we don't have my co-host. Let's give her a call and find out what's going on here. What y'all think? I think it's a good idea. Let's get this cracking. I think it'd be fair to let her know that she's going to be on.
Smartphone connected.
Be fair to let her know that we're live too when I do this. So let's see. Do.
Hello.
What's going on? We still live? We live right now.
Live where?
On YouTube. Did it not pop up?
Hold on, I'll check.
Been on for almost 17 minutes.
I'll say it now.
Oh, okay. You do see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you see the link on Facebook?
No, I didn't check.
I put it on my page and I put it on on the Unity by Default page. But I need to see if you can see it because I can't see it from here. You still ready to go in? You still ready to go live? I mean, on the screen?
Okay.
Okay, let's do this then. All right, I'm going to hang up the phone and try to see if you can click in. See, let me see.
Yeah, send me, give me a minute. I was trying to wait on you to let me know.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So while I wait on her to respond to the link that I sent, I need to see who we got in the room. How many people we got in the room? Do we have any people in the room? What we going here? Reactions. There it is, right there. All right, I guess I'll wait here a few minutes to see who's going to jump in. And while I'm doing that, I will continue to play music from the Lessons in Life album. That's Doc Illa, myself featuring many people. The last song that you heard was The Question. That's Doc Illa featuring Ans 13, as well as Slick, a.k.a. Jay Adams. Up next, we'll be playing Through My Eyes. That's Doc Illa featuring Big Rap and The Gift.
Just like yours that day, I stand a 50-50 chance if I go outside to play. Through your eyes, they're filthy, always begging and hounding. Through my eyes, a survivor that adapts to his surroundings. Through your eyes, a wild child that likes to drink and party. Through my eyes, like Jesse says, I am somebody. Through your eyes, you bet one day I'll end up in a prison. Through my eyes, my destiny's as bright as my vision. Through your eyes, I'm a guy you don't need to know it. Through my eyes, not judging others helps me to grow it. Through your eyes, you never see the sun, just the rain. Through my eyes, I'm searching for the joy and feel the pain. Through your eyes, I'll let you down if given the chance. And through my eyes, to be like you, I might just advance.
Sometimes
Through
we
my
struggle, but we can't let it hold us down. I gotta keep my head up now. Sometimes we struggle, can't let the devil break me. The drugs, the violence, don't none of it make me. Through my eyes, I can see there's something out there better for me.
Our backyards are now the killing fields. Once thought you really knew me. My child is my new enemy, like scenes out of a movie. I once had full control, that's when I used to rear them. You told us that's illegal, and now the parents fear them. What can I do's the question? Can you give me the answer? Adapt your ways and lose control, my life is now a cancer. Go back to ways that once worked, then I can call it wisdom. Control my kids, end up in jail, and you invest in prison. Life used to seem so simple then, see most of us were loyal. Now out of work, a fisherman, our oceans filled with oil. To bear arms is a given right within the Constitution. Remove this right, trust in the law, you call that a solution? Stock market's on a decline, blood pressure steady rising. Our babies dying every day, why isn't this surprising? Let's get back to the basics, stop following these actors. If not, our future's truly doomed, you got this back.
Sometimes we struggle, but we can't let it hold us down. I gotta keep my head up now. Sometimes we struggle, can't let the devil break me. The drugs, the violence, don't none of it make me. Through my eyes, I can see there's something out there better for me.
Through my eyes, I see my enemies perched on the sideline, praying for my downfall. But God said it's my time. Dollar signs reflected through them stunner shades. It's a miracle we made. Went from broke to getting paid. Now I'm blessing those in back of me. Came up with a strategy. I laid down the blueprint, seawall imprint, the architect, builder of the solid foundation. I bled for my nation. Ain't no better dedication unless you get reparations. And I know that's a lie, so I'ma keep fighting till they free moan and T-fly. We fly 747s to the other side of the earth, and don't stop till we get our money's worth.
Sometimes we struggle, but we can't let it hold us down. I gotta keep my head up now. Sometimes we struggle, can't let the devil break me. The drugs, the violence, don't none of it make me. Through my eyes, I can see there's something out there better for me. Sometimes we struggle. Sometimes we struggle. The drugs, the violence, don't none of it make me. Through my eyes, I can see there's something out there better for me. Sometimes we struggle. There's something out there better for me.
Pinky, you are in the building. Can you hear me? Okay, for some reason I can't hear you. Hold on. Can you hear me? Hold on, I gotta. It says guest is in the green room. I need to get you out of the green room and get you turned on here. Ooh, wait, can you look any meaner? Tina, you disappeared. Did I kick you out? Yeah, I guess I did do that. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. It tells me add left, add right. Okay, we're gonna add you to the right side. There you go. There you go. Can you hear me?
Hey, looking. I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, acting like you're a superstar or something. Trying to be on the Unity by Default show side by side with the great.
Whatever. What's happening? What's
Okay,
happening?
participate. Man, just
All
on this
right.
thing, trying this live thing for the first time with with the peoples.
Okay, that's what's up.
Man,
That's
it looks
what's
good. How
happening.
does everything look from where you sitting?
Everything looking fabulous. I'm in there. That's why it's fabulous.
Here we go. See, perfectly good. Man. You had a good chance to be great, but then you want to do that. See,
Welcome to the Unity by Default show, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit the share button. Let's go, let's go, let's go. What our topic for today gonna be?
man. Really, we diving into. Hold on, let me read off of it again. I got everything on my right. I got a lot going on over here. Let me turn this down. Oh, I got you turned up over here. That's what the problem is. Hold on a second.
Oh, you just needed to hear me twice. I see.
Oh, you hear it twice?
Yeah, yeah, you needed to hear me again. That's nice sound check.
I mean, I can hear you well.
That's good. That means you did all right.
Yeah, shut up. Here we go. I just know that I sense a note of sarcasm in that voice. I don't know why. But I've been out, man, I've been out shoveling snow and the snow blowing. It's cold as a mother out there. They,
Yeah, it is.
we got pile all over
Mm-mm-mm.
the country. Did you know that?
We got what?
Pile ups. In the
Oh, pile
places,
ups. Oh, yeah.
yeah, especially in the South. They say in Texas, there was like
Mm-hmm.
over 100 car pile up.
Mm.
That's because in those states they don't prepare. Well, they're not prepared for it. They used to heat all year heat all year round, so they don't have the salt trucks and everything like we got. So the
Mm-hmm.
preparation is crazy. So if you get snow that even sticks, or if they forecast that the snow is
Mm-hmm.
even going to stick in a southern town,
Right.
they shut everything down. No school, no work, no nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My big thing, though, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the effects that uh, COVID or the pandemic is having on relationships and friendships. I was gonna add a little something to it and say because it's a lot of things that's affecting the relationships and the friendships. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the main things was the election, but I'm gonna stay away from that because I don't want to get us kicked off of YouTube for having
Oh,
an
yeah. Get
opinion
kicked.
either way. But I think it's critical that we kind of discuss some of the things that's going on. Maybe the
Mm-hmm.
people will come and check it out later. Maybe they'll join in as we having this discussion. But what's
Mm-hmm.
your take on what's going on right now? Just from what you've seen from like your clients, because you do hair, and I'm pretty sure it's like being in a barber shop. The gossip is good, and everybody's talking about what's going on, what's making them sick, and the whole nine. So what you got?
Oh, yeah. It's quite a bit. You hear, I'm quite sure everybody dealing with their relationships and, such with your spouse, significant other, or your children, family members, of course. This pandemic has been very challenging. And also people dealing with situationships, whether it's your job, so it's a lot of stuff going on. It's been very challenging,
You said
you know.
situationships. What's a situationship? I'm just a little
Situationship. We talking about friends with benefits. A lot of stuff been kind of been challenging in the
oh, booty
time.
call bandits. That's what they call those. Booty call bandits.
No, 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 not necessarily. Situationships could be, we have friendships, but it's a little bit more complicated, a little more to it than just friends. So of course, everybody have their little issues going on, but it's all about how you handle it. And matter of fact, since you had to be everybody working from home now, so I'm quite sure they get to see things they ain't never seen, and they know what's going on. Really, this is what's been going on since I be at work. This been going on with the children and the spouses and everybody. Everybody is being challenged. And of course, this COVID situation, making everybody look at things overall. 2020 was definitely the vision. Everything was put right there on the table.
Whoa.
Everything was put on. What happened?
Oh, nothing. My that was my alarm for my final prayer.
Oh, okay.
Didn't realize I
Yes,
had the
everybody was.
speaker on. Hey, but you got to have a
Okay.
reminder. You got to keep yourself right with God, tight with God, because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna get you through the pandemic. But
Oh, yes, sir.
that's just my take on it. Get
Mm-hmm.
away from the basics.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, so of course it's been challenging, and from a lot of, situations and stuff like that and circumstances that people going through. But, you know, of course you got to have your spiritual. I think it kind of like that challenge that as well. You know, being able not to go to church, being able not to go to school, not to interact in some type of manner, and which have caused, this inner, disoriented type kind of way. And I would just really not like to know how people is really handling that. I'm quite sure, your children is acting out. They feel like they're being punished for something they didn't do. Um, and it's like they in punishment. It's like we didn't do this. Like why are we suffering? So I'm quite sure there's a lot going on. You know, people don't lost job permanently. Trying to look for work. Work is maybe half the income they were making. It's a lot, and I'm quite sure a lot of people was trying to figure out how to handle that without going into a deep depression. A lot of stuff is happening around this time where people is committing suicide, people about to give up, and there's a lot of hostile people out there. I was just in the store the other day, and the lady was like, "I'm over there," and this one like, "Ain't nobody told you to be on my business." And she looked at me, and I looked at her, and I was like, "Hey, don't let that ride because she." This whole situation has got people uptight, and so they don't kind of know how to handle it. So this situation, this pandemic, was something amazing to deal with. Um, so we just have to keep everybody calm and do the best that we can to help people get through this because this is definitely a trying situation, you know. But again, everything is challenging, particularly your faith, where your faith is, So, you know.
When you say keep everybody calm, what are some of the methods that you think will be effective in those that you care about that are suffering during these trying times?
hmm
What are some of the ways that you would go about trying to maintain calmness in this situation?
I mean, definitely, it's always your inner spirit. That's always point people there first. Your inner spirit, your spirituality, whatever that you use as your higher power. Higher source in your life. But meditation is one. You got to figure out how you're going to get some me time for yourself just to relax and let everything, so you can be able to pour everything out. Hopefully, you have some friends or a family member or somebody that you can just kind of like just talk it out with. You have to get all that up out of you. And if you allow it to lay dormant, it cause more issues on top of the issues you're already having. So meditation is one of the ones that I would definitely use into just sit in solitude and just go into a deep meditation, and we need it right now. We need to give somebody a listening ear. Sometimes you don't even have to comment. You just allow them just to pour themselves out. And hopefully you can find someone who would not judge you or keep tabs on, every little thing you're doing so you can use it as a dagger later. But hopefully, it's someone that you can trust your innermost feelings with and allow them to express themselves. And then while they're doing that, you kind of say a little small prayer, and maybe pray together and um, just try to figure it out the best way you possibly can. But hopefully, you'll find an individual who will allow you to do that.
That's actually pretty dope. Um, I'm just looking at the people. I'm looking at people, and there's levels to this. There are real levels
Hmm.
to this because I see people. I mean, literally losing it out there, and
Yeah.
um, be it on the phone, be it just verbally, and you never know who's looking at you and how you're being viewed because there are some people that won't say anything, and then there are some
Hmm.
people that will go in like it's their what I want to say, like it's their obligation to yeah, basically like it's their obligation to make sure that you're doing the right thing um, as it refers to your own situation. I think that's kind of tripped out, but I mean that's the best way that I can put it right now because it's not
Hmm.
nothing is automatic. Nothing is automatic. It's it's actually kind of ugly though.
Hmm.
Okay, what is this? I'm getting things that I shouldn't have here popping up, like commercials
Yeah.
on the screen. You see that on your screen?
No, no commercials on that side.
Okay, I'm seeing something here and
Hmm.
I'm tripping. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Oh, well, you know how it goes every now and then.
Yeah, here we go.
Welcome to the Unity by Default
Hey,
show with your host, Lady T and Doc Ella. What's happening, y'all? What's going on? What's on your mind? Listen, we need you to chit chat so the world can see what's happening. How are you coping? How are you getting through? You know,
what you do? Drop the phone? Let me think. What are some of the other things that would affect what's going on here? I'm looking at this in terms of. I said this as I was introducing the show that abuse is
mm-hmm.
going up. I would say verbal abuse, child abuse.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
what would you call the other abuse? Like domestic violence. All of that is going
Mm-hmm.
up as a result of what's going on right now. And
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to figure out is, um, you saying like the demands that are being made to get the children back in school, like in some suburbs.
But have,
On the news, they're showing like in the suburbs here, they're showing that the parents are they irate about their children not being in school. Um,
mm-hmm. I don't
however,
know. Yeah, it's about half and half. Some want them to go back, and you got some that don't want them to go back.
right,
So
and the
they
teacher,
and they.
I was looking at it from the teacher's perspective. They're looking at it from a danger standpoint and saying that you want to put us back in these classrooms, which will put us in harm's way. Because
Mm-hmm.
you got uh, some that want to take the vaccines, some that are strongly against taking the vaccines, and um, I'm thinking it's like a toss up. Whatever you do, I'm trying to word this properly. I don't want I don't want to get what's the word flagged on here. We got somebody that's Angela's kicked into the room. I see her here. She says she's been kind of sheltered. She says she's been sheltered from a lot. She said her husband makes the money to support, but it's rough and stressful. Hmm. Can
Oh
you see
wow.
that?
No, no, not on my end.
Let me see something. That's interesting.
I can't do it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't do it while I'm on a live chat. I can't do it
Okay.
while you
I
got it on
got
the
you. I
screen.
got you. I added it.
Hmm.
I'm I'm trying to see if it's showing up on the broadcast. I got so much stuff going on this screen. It is ridiculous. I can't even see everything.
Mm-mm.
But it's cool. It's cool. Um, yeah, what's up, Angela? How you doing? Man, I'm glad you could join us. Please share, like the video, like, subscribe, and share. We're gonna be doing this on a regular basis. This here is sort of like our intro. This is our what are we gonna call this? Like our pilot, our pilot
Hey,
broadcast.
as a you know what? As a matter of fact, I would like for Angie to probably call in because Angie be having a perspective that'd be out of this world. She need to call into the show really because I'm quite sure she can lay a few little, you know, couple dimes
I mean, if
on
she
that show
wants
real quick.
to, we could add her to the broadcast. We could add her. That's if she wants to. If she wants to get in on the
Yeah,
video,
send her. Yeah,
we can
tell her
absolutely.
hit the link. Hit the link on there and join in.
Okay. The link is in the description thing down there, ain't it? If not, I will post it down there. Hold on a second. Copy link. Paste. All right, Angie, that's the link if you'd like to join us in conversation, if you'd like to add yourself to the equation, just to get your perspective. Like I say, we're testing out the YouTube broadcast thing. I kind of like it because I sort of like the way that they interact and do their things on here. So we're gonna figure this out and see what's going on. I'm gonna give her a chance to respond or join in, Tina. So we'll probably see something popping up in a few minutes. Um, I think we'll go until about what is 6:52. Um, yeah, I'll say in 15, 20 minutes. I mean, depending on where the conversation is or where it's going. That sound fair? Oh, you ain't have your earpiece in.
What's up?
Yeah, I was just talking. I'm sitting up there. I'm thinking that you can hear me. No, I
You
was
just
saying,
getting down, huh?
yeah, I put the invite in the description in the comment section, and
Hmm.
was saying that Angela could join us if she wants to, because and I think this
Also
say again.
put the number 708-689-5885 if you'd like to call into the show as well.
Say that again. That number again.
708-688-9585. You can also call into the show as well. Your perspective is very needed. You never know who it may help. It's a lot of people who's going through some things.
Yeah,
Whether it's how you coping with home, how you coping at home. With your spouses, with your children. Friends. Just your job. How's you coping? Just everyday life. Just even going to the store sometimes seem like you run into some type of difficulties. Interacting with people today with all of the mass and madness around. How creative have you been? How tactful have you been? We even having a conversation. It's got to a point now we can't even have a conversation with individuals without them being a little uptight and hostile.
yeah. That whole man, that whole conversation thing is getting ugly. It's like your freedom of speech is under arrest or something. It's like you can't say anything to anybody, and people get really, really bent out of shape.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm quite sure, what's going on today. And you have to be very careful with the things you're saying, the words you're speaking, the type of words you're saying, being able to be creative. And I think that's a little, that's kind of tight for me. I feel like people should be their authentic selves, at all times. Of course, it's a respect level, but it's getting to a place now. It's too much power and too many different. It seemed like a few individual hands, like they just having all the power. I think it's totally unfair, because you should have your own perspective. You should have your own opinion. and it shouldn't be, terminated because you feel some type of way, and that's what's happening right now. I think that again, it's just been challenging, and I'm just wondering how people actually cope it, you know.
I think that all of that, I think that all of that was damaged years ago when the term sexual harassment came into the workplace. Because
Hmm.
although it was a good thing that it came in, so you would recognize the problems that are going on, a
Hmm.
level of abuse came with it. And I think
Yeah.
with the level of abuse, people looked at it like a payday or a revenge thing. And now it's to an extreme because if it's so bad that if you got one person that controls an element and they don't like you for whatever reason, your freedom of speech doesn't matter to them. And when you can get muted or kicked out like that, okay, Angela says she's trying to log in. Just bear with her. Alrighty then. This is interesting. I like this. I sort of like the setup. I may have to put this on a bigger screen though, because my screen here is flooded with stuff. I need an engineer because there's a lot of stuff that I'm dealing with here. I'm like, but it's pretty cool just being able to see everything, like
Mm.
with the cameras, the mics, all of that. It's actually a really really cool setup. I can see we're gonna kind of enjoy this, but once we get it, I think we get about 2 3 shows in, it's gonna get good. I think the people gonna
Hmm.
gravitate, and everything is gonna be real cool. Then we can start up like
Hmm.
getting our gear out here.
Yeah. Right now, I think there's a great awakening is happening. I think people start opening their eyes and seeing things for what it is. I think that's what's pretty much what's been happening. See, I think that this pandemic is a blessing and a curse at the same time, but I look at it as a blessing overall. It's how you receive it. And we have to look at that. And I think that we needed a pause situation so that people can really tune in, because everybody's so hustling and bustling and moving about and moving around. And we had to be put to a halt. Like, okay, stop. And that's almost like the creator was like, listen, y'all need to see what's going on. Y'all need to pay attention to what's happening, you know, what's going on with yourselves, of course, your children, your family, your spouse, your household, your community, your city, states, and across this company. We need to see what's happening. And so we needed this fall situation, although it was probably came in indirectly, but we needed it to happen so that we can see what's really going on. So we got a visual. 2020 was a vision. Is this how you vision life to be? Did you go in blindsided? And it was like a thief in the night, and it just so much that we have to consider with this blessing. It may look like a curse. It may look like something traumatic, but we have to look at it in a positive mindset and be like, had this not happened, we're not been able to view things as it is. And so we had to, now it's time to change up some stuff, So I think that we need to try to take the positivity out of what's happening and utilize it, you know. But at this point, I love this great awakening. I see that people is waking up to a lot of different things. They being very informative about some things, and we need to engulf that and apply it. Now that we know what we need to do, now we got to go full force, being strong and diligently making these changes where they need. It would be definitely and incredible in our lives.
Hmm.
I lost you on the screen behind you. I don't see you.
You don't see me?
Mm-mm.
Hold on. Let me see. What about now?
No, we cool. What you was doing? You was what you was doing that you didn't want me to see? No, just joking.
Smoking a little marijuana. Y'all know I ain't no smoker. I didn't want to give no free. I wasn't trying to give out no free advertising, but I guess I will.
That's what's so. Welcome to the UAB by Default Show. Thanks for tuning in with your host. Me, myself, Lady T, and Doc
DOCIDOL.
Ella.
Let's
It's
see.
been a minute, y'all. It's been a
Oh,
minute. What's
okay.
happening?
Look like Angela ready. Let's see. Add to broadcast.
Okay.
See what's gonna happen here.
You, you can fade me out.
Oh, you say fade you out? She may want to say something to you.
Oh, I can still hear, right?
Huh?
I still should be able to hear. Well, she all right.
Yeah,
But no,
absolutely.
that's all right. Leave her on. Yeah, leave her on though.
Okay. Uh,
You can also call into the show 708 six
six.
eight eight 9585.
That number again. Seven
708
six eight eight 9585. Welcome to the UNITY by default show. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Live on
Yeah, you on a
YouTube.
live
We've been talking about this
you
for
on a live chat.
been talking about this for a long time, and it's finally here. I mean, it feel kind of good. It feel kind of good.
Hey. You on a live chat. Leave your comments so the world can see. All right. So you never know what might be beneficial and help somebody with your thoughts and comments and your view and your opinion about all that's going on. And, you know, even your testimonies. People are still thriving in this situation.
I'm trying to see if we can add her. I put the spot up there. Um, you have to click on that link, Angela. This is kind of cool. I really like this. You know this, right?
And then it, and
I
and
feel like
finish, yeah. And then she going, and I'll tell her when she click on the link, hit join.
there you go. See, she just gave you the instruction because that's how she got in. Yeah, this is dope. This is real dope.
Yes.
I think I can add up some
Excuse me.
people. Okay.
Excuse me for a moment. Excuse me.
Let's see. Solo for Yeah, I'll add Tina back when she's back in the room. But for right now, um, let's see. I'm thinking. Okay, she's back in the room now.
What's happening? What's happening?
Okay, I figured out how to what you call it.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I figured out how to take you off the screen and then put you back in. I got
Oh,
something
okay.
for
You
you
was
too.
having
You
your
got
good
to.
old time, huh?
Yeah, I got man. I done figured some things out just sitting right here in these few little minutes. I got something, man. We'll be able to do the remote thing, and I'll be able to throw the UBD behind you. Just got to
Oh,
get
that's what's up.
yeah. We just got to get you a green screen over there. As a matter of fact, I got one right here too.
Mm,
Set that up, and boom, off to the races. Life is
all
gonna
to
be
the
good.
races, huh?
Life is gonna be good.
Mm-mm.
Um, let me see.
All right, you guys, how are you keeping your immunity up? What are you doing? What measures are you taking? All you ever heard last year, all last year, you're still hearing it today with the underlying issues. And so I think that those are things that we need to really take note of and figure out how can we do to improve our overall health so that our bodies can be strong enough to, and our bodies be strong enough to take on the attack from these viruses you try to enter our bodies. And our body is so amazing. Some of us should really do the science on it just to see the makeup, how creative made us so magnificent that it goes on the defense right away. The body just go on a defense to make sure it get out all of the radicals. So anything that doesn't belong there, it automatically start fighting. Okay. But when your body have compromises, it makes the fight a little harder. And so yes, we should definitely promote healthier way of life and just take the measure that we need to do, to do that. Okay, they said it hit the African community real bad with the diabetes and hypertension. And I think it overall from the things that we're eating, of course, the stress level that brings upon hypertension, in my opinion, and we have to figure out how we can make things easier for ourselves. Okay, so I think that hardship everyday life, because people really taking on some abuse from work, from their employment and their job. So I think that we need to figure out how, either whether we need to change jobs or career or go look into being an entrepreneur. We be so stressed out, and I think that we need to really uh, take control of our lives. And sometimes you should live above your means, because you have to be a slave to work to obtain to maintain those things. And so again, it's just so much right now. Again, 2020 has saw a vision, and we need to. It should be clearer. And so now we are operating on an action mode at this point to figure out how can we do things differently. And I mean overall, whether spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and definitely financially. So we want to be able to see how we can improve in those vital aspects of our lifestyle. So we have to figure out how we're going to do that, because we want, we want to live, and we want to live abundantly. And so we want to be mobile. Some people are just living. You want to just live. You want to live. And I mean, to live a vibrating life. So again, we need to look at that. And that's one thing that you heard all last year: underlying issues, underlying issues, underlying issues. And I think it was spoke volumes to the point where we had to reevaluate our overall health. And I hope you guys take control, because it's going to be very adamant this from years after.
So, what are some of the things you're doing to keep your health going? I hear a lot of people talking about detoxing and things of that nature, and
That's a lot of.
I wanted to discuss one of the things that you can use as a natural detoxant from your body. Um, is they used to call it the old wives' tale back in the days. Like when you got sick, if you cut an onion and put it in your sock and slept that way,
Mhm.
it would draw the toxins out of your body through your feet.
Yeah, I heard about that too. There's so many different ways. I think people need to check into it. There are some people who really specialize in learning how to detoxify the body. It's everything is researchable. Research it. Everybody is different. I believe everybody's body different. You have to do things differently. Whatever is good to you, whatever will be good for you. That's why you got to get to know your body. Actually, you diagnose yourself.
Well,
At the end of the day. So I think that just eating right. You know, I look at nature a lot. And I do believe in eating a lot of raw fruits and vegetables. Raw nuts and just everything that's natural.
now
You put that in your body.
that's important. You just said raw fruits and vegetables. Um, and I want to address that because I know somebody that's close to me that's being treated for cancer and has to go through chemo, and they're unable to eat anything raw um, because of the levels of bacteria that's in some of the raw things that you eat. And I thought that was interesting. But with that being said, I said the thing about the onion as far as the detox because it doesn't get much more natural than that. It's something that's naturally grown. We know that there's nothing inorganic about the onion, and either it'll help.
Yeah, but see, that's external. That's still external. We talking about we got to deal with internal and external.
Right, but we're talking
And
about
there
raw.
are things that have even if you go raw. In my opinion, like me, I juice. And yes, it's a couple of days that you have to take in that fresh juice. 3 days, 2 to 3 days max, when you're dealing with fresh juices before it do turn into something different that you probably can't be able to because of the bacteria may or whatever. Like I say, I'm not a professional, so I don't go in. I just go on based on things that I know that I research about. So when I'm doing raw fruits and vegetables, we can puree it. It's a one guy I heard one guy healed himself with just puree and juice and just kale alone with cancer. So I don't know. Everybody's different. So when you take in raw, it don't necessarily have to be in a form of solid. It also be in a form of juicing, a
Yeah.
form of smoothie. So it's ways to get it down. You just got to figure it out. Yeah, but my overall highlight is what was highlighted throughout, you know, the last year with the underlying issues, and it was hypertension and diabetes. And then there are a lot of autoimmune diseases that people dealing with as well. But I'm talking about how the body was already being compromised. So when something like this virus hit your body, it just makes your fight harder. And some have lost the battle with that. So I just want to, I really, really, really would love for everybody just, love on your body. Love your body.
People
Give your body the best.
said lost the battle with it. People are saying, and I can neither confirm nor deny this. Like you said, it's on a case by case basis, and but I'm wondering something that I haven't heard anybody really talking about. What happened to the flu and pneumonia? Because
Yeah.
many
You say mysteriously kind of just went away, huh?
they mysteriously, how do they mysteriously just disappear? Angela says detoxing is part of it, but keeping the immune system up. Uh, but keeping the immune system up, sea moss is the best. I'm gonna tell you something.
Oh, yeah.
I got to figure out a way to be able to take it because I tried that and I almost threw it up immediately.
You put it in juice. That's the only way I can get it down. I put it in juice, a smoothie, a nice little teaspoon, and that's how I'm able to get it down. But yeah,
Try to eat that
it's
stuff the way
it's tasteless,
there's no way,
huh?
man. Trying to just
Oh yeah,
no, I'm doing.
everybody can't take that.
I
Yeah,
know.
but they got it in pills too. You can get it in a pill form too. So if you can't do it that way, the powder form, you can put it in a pill. Take a pill. Yeah, you can take it in a capsule. hmm
Hmm.
So it's ways of getting sea moss down. You can't do it like me. I love it just straight in. I want to hit my immediate. I'm gonna hit my system immediately. So I put in my smoothie.
Hey, she said you have a lot of doubters out there. I helped someone who was fighting cancer. He is now cancer free. That's what I'm talking about. We need,
Okay.
man, I need her to talk about this.
hmm
Hey, I need you to just hit the join button there, Angela, because I
If
want
not,
you to,
tell her to call into the show.
yeah, or either call into the show, 708-688-9585, because I would really like to hear some verbal input on that because that's valuable information. You just can't,
hmm
you can't beat that.
Mm-mm. Yep. They say either pay now or pay more later. So I be like, so it costs so much to eat healthy and this and the other, but your body deserves that. Your body deserves it. You only get one body. That's why I got to take care of it. It's the best we can. So, and especially after hearing the news. I mean, how could you not want to? That's all you heard. Underlying issues, underlying issues. So that's enough to say I need to take control.
Pre-existing conditions, things of that sort. Um, Man, let's talk about some things that you know what. That's some things we need to be talking about too. Safety. In the military, that's one of the safety first is probably.
Call from Angela Williams. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
What's happening, Angela?
Hey! I'm not
Welcome
exactly
to
all
the show,
set up
Angela.
here. Oh boy. My husband's an IT person, so I'm not quite all set up here. So that's why I'm having issues trying to. So I said, let me just dial in.
Okay, man, that's good. That's good. I like what you're talking about when you say that you help someone become cancer free. And how exactly did you do that? Because I know somebody right now that's going through chemo, and I'm not, that's not my first choice when it comes to that. But I don't know the ins and outs. But I think that a natural over that would absolutely do the thing. And that's one of the things that Dr. Sebi talked about. And he talked about curing blindness, cancer, you name it. He talked
AIDS,
about, man,
AIDS,
exactly
all of
all
that.
of it. So you can't tell me that it can't be
It can be
done.
done. It's just that one thing that our people have gotten away from is herbals, planting gardens, and eating natural.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's the key right there. It's more so the way I help my friend is number one, no type of cancer can survive in an alkalized body.
there you go. Alkaline
Mm-hmm.
versus acidic. I mean,
Alkaline, you can have like you can make up lemon, lime, ginger.
Yep.
All of these things, if you blend them together, drink it down, it's going to alkalize your body.
Because we
That's how I
electric.
do it in my water.
We are electric already. I mean, when we was little kids, I used to go around shocking my brothers. We're definitely electric, man. We're an electric spirit, being housed in this body temporarily. So we're trying to make the most of our existence in this housing. But you are absolutely correct. So, man, that's something I really want to push. And man,
It,
go
I
ahead.
would suggest to tell your friend if he or she can get a hold of like liposomal vitamin C.
You say liposomal?
Yep.
Can you type that in the comments? I'll take a screenshot of it.
I'll send it to you. Liposomal vitamin C is it attacks the cancer.
Really?
It attacks the area.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, that's pretty dope.
That's what's up.
If,
That's what's up.
if they're going through what is that? If they're going through chemo, because they quick to put you on that chemo, because that's all money for them.
Exactly, and that's the whole thing right there. That's what makes me mad.
Well, my friend, they were quick to put that what they call a stent or something into his body.
Yep.
But he didn't tell them that he didn't tell them he was getting help from me. He didn't tell him he was getting help from me. I was bringing over there to him every raw food that you can think of. He was having like grape seed. All of this stuff attacks cancer cells. He was chewing on like ginger because he needed a taste back after they took him through the chemo.
Okay.
And when it came down to he had like the grape seed, like 2,000 milligrams of the liposomal vitamin C. Not to mention, I was making him up like raw food shakes. And I really had to stay on him. I had to go military on him in order because he was about to give up.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was you putting in the raw food, the raw shakes? I'm tripping on this.
Well, one of them, like I said, I made the lemon, lime, ginger. I mixed all of that together, and I told him what to stay away from. I said, you never know how cancer gets a hold to you, because there's so many ways a person can get cancer. However, I told him to stay away from certain shampoos, deodorants.
Really?
He even has to watch what he washed himself with.
Wow. See,
And all of those things is interesting. You'd be surprised though.
He's cancer-free.
Just like
40
now.
years and counting now.
now
Yeah,
see,
they just
4
like
years
right now.
and counting.
All of these lawsuits that people get that talking about that cause cancer. For instance, like baby powder and all the
oh
things
yeah,
that
you're right.
yeah.
Man, major payout.
The doctors were asking him. Oh my God, what did you do to get your cholesterol down? He didn't tell them what I gave him. I gave him diatomaceous earth, but he had to watch it on the diatomaceous earth. The moment he took the diatomaceous earth, just picture that like what they call those scrubbing bubbles, and it goes into your digestive system and it cleans it out.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and it cleaned them out. It actually clears up your arthritis. It's good for hair, skin, and nails.
Yeah, I could use a little something for my hair. I could use a little something for my hair.
Hey, it makes your bones stronger, which we need that right now. You know, I'm not exactly a spring
Hmm.
chicken, but you know,
Yeah, me
we
neither.
need the strong bones. That helps.
Oh man, oh man. So what's your take on, so far as the pandemic, how have it changed dramatically, or you were just already on a good foot, and it didn't really change anything for you, or what is your outlook
You
on,
know,
your friends, your family,
mm.
just people in general?
Well, you know what? I have to be honest with you. It has been stressful on people. I just been helping my daughter go through. She just went through a divorce. They had been married for like what 6 or 7 years, and it has been stressful on a lot of people. I admit,
I'm
but
quite sure.
and
Yeah.
people, I would say if people don't start off with the basis of love and have that, if they don't start off with that, everything else is doomed after that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
So when
And just from
they
just
go through,
listening
when they
to
go through a
that, I mean,
relationship, they got to know what they're getting themselves into because, I mean, it's not easy being with anybody.
Yeah, that's
no,
true.
that's true.
I
That's
mean,
definitely work.
I've been knowing my husband for years, but sometimes at night I want to smack him upside the head too,
Really?
but I can't.
Hey, really? Wait a minute. I got to stand up for the brother. Now, come on now. Hey, got to
Well,
remember
I
the
know he
vow.
does his best, but we've been pretty good, but it's just it's rough on him because he is the breadwinner of the family.
Okay.
With that being said,
Oh, yeah.
he took on a whole lot. First of all, we bought a home, and with the
Mm-hmm.
home, it's a fixer upper.
Man.
Okay.
Said about the fixer-upper.
So he's fixing everything. He done the electrical, the plumbing, the gas, you name it.
Oh, you're a good guy, girl. What you talking about?
Hmm?
I say you got you a good one though. You can fix some stuff.
Oh yeah, he's a special kind, right? But and all I can say, he got a lot. He likes to do all of the projects. He loves to do all of the projects. So probably that's probably why sometimes y'all don't see me on Facebook or something because I'm either helping him do whatever I can.
Okay. Okay.
That's pretty cool, though. Um,
And remember what you were saying about the teachers? Did you know that they had a high attendance problem with the children checking in online?
really.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard a lot of that.
Now, you
Yeah, I heard a
remember
lot of
this
that.
was early during the pandemic. They had the thing where there was a sexual assault that happened. And were it not for that, what do you call that, remote learning, they probably never would have
Oh,
discovered what would have happened, what was going on with young lady that happened to. And it was her cousin. And I'm like, man,
I remember
that's,
something about that.
yeah, I
But see, some of these people gotta watch who they let their children get with, because not everybody has a computer system in their home, and they can let these kids
Yeah.
anywhere. They gotta watch their children.
yeah, I mean, but this
Yeah.
here was her cousin. This is a family.
That's again, you still have to watch them. You still
Yeah,
gotta watch them. I don't care
I
who they are.
mean, the whole thing is this. Like you just said about you got people that have to go to work because that's their only way of being able to pay their bills and being able to provide for that child. And it's almost like you never know until the crime is being committed. And then a lot of
I
times,
don't. But you know what? Though I have to disagree with you on that, because sometimes you will if you teach your kids to say something. I
yeah,
raised three children, and then I had one more.
okay,
And my children, I raised them all by myself, didn't have that problem.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's important to communicate with your children. You cannot be in blind side with this. People need this stuff that goes on, so you have to prepare your kids. These are potential things that can happen, and this is how you have to react. And you got to tell them everything that they could possibly say, so be notified immediately. Because once a child is experience something like that, this is almost a life detrimental thing that
A
becomes a
life change.
disorder in their life.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it
a
is.
trauma.
Yeah, it's a life-changing moment. Yeah, it's trauma.
So
And
if
this
you
is why
get
I always say kids are off limits to me. They off limits. You can be sick as all you want to, but touching a child, it's something that's insanity to me.
and what you find is a lot of the people who have been abused end up becoming the abuser at some point. And
They do.
and
Or they become abusing themselves. It's one or the other. It's either you're an abuser or you still continue to allow yourself to be abused. It's just it goes. It's no really until you get real deliverance and healing. This is the baggage that has been taken that will be taken into relationships. And it's something that people don't really would like to express themselves about because it's kind of hard to do. So these things have to be dealt with immediately, like head on. So it's like, it's like, how do they deal with children to help them overcome things like that? And it can be done, but
you first
first of all, we got to get the parent. First of all, we got to get the parent. The mother sometimes don't even believe the child. When
yeah.
he or she is telling them they are being abused.
Oh yeah. Which caller likes to make movies about that? Tyler Perry is big on that one. Um, but I mean, that's a real reality. That's a major reality, and that
But yeah, it is. And if Tyler Perry ever made one, then Monique will probably take back the fact that she called him a coward because it's a lot of stuff that's going on politically, celebrities, and all of these people. That's such an underlining of things that's going on that they really don't want to talk about because they will be telling on themselves.
yeah. I mean, I've been digging into some things, and I'm pretty sure you know about what I'm uh, alluding to because you just mentioned celebrities, and what I've been seeing, man, it's nothing short of horrific. I mean, people that you looked up to, and man, they take it to such a level, and the amount of cover-ups that go with it. That's it's got to be a war on this. We got to take back our
Well,
communities.
it's so much of a war that the problem is, as I always say, when the stuff hits the fan, who will be the worst off? And I say that because people are so removed from taking care of themselves that they depend upon so much with the government to take care of them that they don't even know how to take care of themselves.
Exactly. I got a comment that just came in from Nicole Love, a few of them. She said, you have to be careful who you bring around your kids.
That's
Remember
true.
when you told me that it's very important to communicate with your kids, that they need to be comfortable with talking to me. And that's true. And she said, I've learned that, so I talk to my daughter that she knows that she can talk to me about anything no matter what. Yes, and I mean that's absolutely critical because and you need to have an ice pack for your child. And what I mean by an ice pack, and in case of emergency. And you need to have that conversation with your children no matter what their ages are because you need for them to know that if they're being threatened, and usually they'll threaten the child with harm of their parents, so that'll really keep them from telling their parents what's going on. You need to be able to have a way for your child to communicate with you to let you know that there's something wrong without directly exposing that they're telling you. So whatever that code needs to be, you need to establish something. So in plain sight, it'll never look like they're telling anything, but you'll know directly that it's something going on and it needs to be addressed. I've told a few.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to that, you know. And being a mother, it's just something about a mother has that intuitive. You know, she's in tune, and this is why we can't be so busy in life. You know, it's always about your man when you're not paying attention to your children. That's what's happening today. A lot of mothers not paying attention, not in tune with their children. Children tell you what it is. You know, pay attention to every single thing they're doing. They get quiet, they change. You start seeing stuff developing. Bottom line, again, it's all about communicating. It's always giving them the format because of what's going on today. We can't be naive about nothing. So we have to give it to them in small doses as they growing up. And you have to say little small things. You know, for instance, in my opinion, I'll be like, hey, listen, somebody touch you right there. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your daddy. Don't nobody's supposed to touch you in this area. Period. And if they say this, that, and that, just be quiet. Run away if you can. Fight them off you. Fight them off you. But then as soon as you see me immediately, get to a farm or whatever, run away and figure out how to get to me immediately. So you got to come up with all tactful things to make sure no harm come about your children. But again, we are so relaxed. We laxed on this communicating, thinking that that's not going to happen to your child.
But that,
Anything can happen to your child these days.
I'm talking about establishing a code with your child. Like, let's say your child, let's say that they have a food that they absolutely hate or despise, and they calmly tell you that that's what they want to eat. They're telling you that they need to get out of the situation that they're in, and they need to be able to express it without feeling like they're putting themselves or you in danger. Because I'm gonna tell you something. If your child feels, and I'm telling you from a male's point of view, because the things that I was going through as a child, as a teenager, there's no way I could tell my mother that. Because I'm thinking the first thing she's going to want to do is try to defend me. You can't defend me against what I'm going up against. Because I'm a young black man coming up in Chicago, and I got people telling me what they're going to do to me. And if I tell my mother and something happens to my mother, who does that guilt fall on?
You talking about an aspect? You talking about from another aspect, or you're talking about
Talking
from
about from another
the
aspect,
child?
but I'm saying period because you
Oh,
want to protect your mother. I don't care nobody, especially if it's a male. A male wants to protect their mother. So to say that, I understand what you're saying when you're saying, well, you gave him instructions, but I'm going to tell you, when it comes to your mother, you're going to try to protect your mother and you're going to try to handle your own if you're coming up as a young man. I'm telling you that
you
straight up.
talking? I'm
I
talking about. I'm
absolutely would
talking
not tell
about.
my
I'm
mother.
talking about sex. I'm talking about sexual abuse. I'm
I
not
mean,
talking
I
about no far
understand
as
that,
gang
but I'm
related.
saying
Oh, okay.
in any case, this is in case of emergency because my life was on the line a couple of times. That's the reason that I left Chicago. But I wasn't going
I'm
to
talking about.
tell my
We
mother.
was talking
Why.
about.
I understand what
Okay,
you're
I
saying, but
understand.
I wanted to put that in there because I think it's important to know.
Okay, but then yeah, that's why I need you to it because you went to another level. So you should say it from another perspective of being able to communicate with my mother. But we are talking about sexual abuse at this time right now, and
I
that's what kind of
understand that, but see,
threw
Nicole
me
just
off.
put a thing in here. She just put something in here that's important. It says a lot of men will tell your kids and say anything like, I'll kill your parents. So you have to prepare them for things like that. And that's what I mean. It's when I say ice, I mean in case of emergency. And it could be sexual abuse, it could be any kind of abuse. They could be robbing them, taking their money, whatever it is. You want to know that that child feels absolutely comfortable telling you what they need to tell you, but they don't want to feel like they putting your life in danger because it's a whole nother element. And I think it's absolutely critical because it could be a kid watching this right now saying, man, see, this is what I don't know. I remember that was one of the first things that I tried to establish with my son. But that's, and I understand what you're saying. We're talking about sexual abuse, but any type of abuse for me, if somebody messing with the kids, I want to know because, again, as a male man, I broke up a whole lot of fights and stopped a whole lot of wrongs that was going to go on. As soon as I saw it, I stepped in. And I didn't care at the time what any parent was thinking because if I see somebody wronging somebody, I'm stopping it, period.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying so far as it is stages to this. It's stages when a sexual abuse, stages when they're getting bullied, stages when they're trying to, somebody wants to pull them into a game. It's stages to a lot of different things, even in relationships, even when they start to have girlfriend, boyfriend issues. So it's stages to everything. Again, being in tune with your children, you're in a certain community or environment, this likely can happen. So now you have to communicate on so many different levels, so many different stages, and of course we have to be creative and tactful when we do that, because you don't want to make it seem like, oh, you a mama's boy, you always got to run your mama and this and all of that. All this plays a role. But again, being in tune with your children is going to be very necessary and very key. But we so distracted, with our man, especially particularly women or men with their woman, or with their just your overweight job. People working 2, 3 jobs, so it's a level of stress and a level of things that's going on to keep people from really being in tune. But it's going to have to be a sacrificial sacrifice need to be made when it comes to our children.
Uh,
And they need to know that their parents is going to be adamant about helping them evolve in life. So communication is going to be very necessary, period. There are times where you had a situation where I had a situation where I had to, when I paid attention to environment and I saw things was happening and I was in tune, I said, you know what? I'm going to have to take you up out of that school, And so because I see things that I don't even think you're going to be ready for, you're not that type of child. So I have to pull you out of an environment and put you somewhere else because and to put you somewhere else that you can probably to adapt. There's gonna be some issues everywhere you go, but at least it won't be that issue. And
so,
sometimes we think we take away from something, and we're actually walking them into something a whole lot of different, a whole different situation. So now you only get not only that you got to deal with being bullied or being or getting a gang because there's gangs everywhere, but you also have to deal with racism. So it's always leaving in one issue to another. But again, we have to be in tune. We have to definitely be in tune with our children and pay attention to what is going on. That's just my opinion when
so,
it comes to being in tune and do as much as you possibly can to communicate. Communication just got to be open. It just has to be there, and then collectively, um, and again, we come from a village. We all mothered and fathered each other's children. We have gotten away from that. So we didn't allow kids to stay cut up. We didn't allow kids to be angry. You need to fight, you go through what you've been through, and then you was friends, best friends after that. So things have changed dramatically, and so we deal with a whole level of different kind of kids today because they've been raised in a different environment than some of our balanced homes have. Home with the male and female energy is there, so now you only just got female energy. A lot of these kids is growing up without children is growing up without the male energy there. So of course we have some unbalance. So we have a system that is attacking them. It always says 3 places that fail you, whether it's at home, whether it's with your school, or whether you're religious. Somewhere failed you somewhere.
so let,
And a lot of these kids is without 3. They've been failed at all 3. They're not getting it at home, they're not getting it at school, they're not getting it at church. So they just out here.
so let me
So
ask
it's a
you this,
lot to attack.
because we got this young lady that's on the line, and I've talked to her. She works with me, and what I want to know is this: you're talking about some of the level of communication that you have with the kids, but I would like for her to know what are some of the warning signs that you saw in your child, or what are some of the signs that you've seen in other children and you've seen where they were able to overcome some of the obstacles that can occur when it comes to issues in school. Because I know she has a young teenage daughter, and that's critical because I just talked to one of my boys yesterday who's also a carrier, and he said one day he noticed a guy just sitting at a stop sign right across the street from a school. And he knows that one of the people on his route, her daughter, walks the same route every day going home. And he said that on this particular day, he noticed him watching them as they got out of school. So instead of delivering his mail, he followed her to the house to make sure that she got there safely and let her mom know about it later. But it's little stuff like that. You gotta, I mean, because anything could have happened. We've seen, I mean, it was a postal carrier that was pregnant that just disappeared. They had tape of her going to her car, and that was it. Um,
Mhm.
that village mentality has to play, and what we need is solutions. So we need things that you absolutely ways to go about, um, ways to go about noticing when there's something wrong. And for those who are
Oh
younger
yeah.
mothers, the younger mothers
Hmm.
need this advice on some of the things that they need to be able to watch out for from some of those mothers who already have this experience. So I would like
Is Angela still on? Is Angela still on?
Yes,
Angela.
Okay, so if she
yes,
here's a young one. Here's a lady right here who just said she raised a few, how many 5 kids she says she had by herself. I mean, I'm quite sure she got quite a bit of information or things that she can give that she used to help those children evolve. I mean, here it is, a lady by herself. So she did it by herself. So, and we would like get some of those tools that she can provide that she can give also, because we need solutions at this time. We need solutions.
And if I can,
And I don't know whether or
question.
not.
but you know what? You're right in having that open level of communication with your children. So my son, as well as my two daughters, were able to come to me and talk to me and tell me if something was wrong or something, something just wasn't right. I didn't let them go over to people's house, because if I didn't know you, you're not going over to their house.
Okay.
And I didn't let everybody in my house.
Man, that's the truth.
That's critical.
And
That's facts.
it and part of it, you kind of like, it's like you just never know, because you got, our society is pushing this as normalized behavior,
Yep.
and they're pushing this as pedophilia. They're pushing all of this as being normal behavior. The children
Exactly.
can't even go into the bathroom without knowing whatever's in that bathroom now.
Yeah, that's I got to be frank about that. I'm so against that. It's ridiculous. You can't tell me
Well,
you can't tell me that
yeah, you're right.
if you feel like if you're in a girl's bathroom and today this young boy feels like he's a girl inside but he ain't, I'm like, oh hell no, hell no, it's not going down that way. I'm sorry, you because you going against the rules. You're inviting this type of behavior.
But see, it can happen either like that or other way. Remember, Tina, when I had posted a story to you and I had said that my brother went inside the bathroom, and he went inside
Right.
the stall, and a gentleman
Hmm.
came in there after him, and
Ooh,
the
Hmm.
next thing you know, when he turned around, there was an eyeball looking through the stall at him.
Wow. Right.
With that alone, he felt
Yeah.
truly.
Yeah. I feel like it can. I feel like it can.
No, he's
This is
come out
this can
swinging.
this.
But
Yeah. I was just thinking about it.
the thing is,
It's a situation that's.
hmm?
Yeah.
man,
I'm listening. Go ahead.
I'm
I
looking at
can't hear
these
you, huh?
comments. I'm looking at the comments.
I say I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm listening to you,
Yeah,
Angie. Go ahead.
that alone, it's like when you go into these bathrooms. But see, people got to quit listening to these political so-called leaders tell people, hey, this is what's right, this is what's wrong. Because I'm sorry, I'm not letting my child go into a bathroom in which I don't know what is in there.
And that's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point. That is an
Very
absolute
point.
great point. Um,
Yeah.
and you gotta look at that because man, you got it coming from both ways, and it's a lot of it is same sex abuse, and I'm telling you, this man, you can't even go to the
But see,
bathroom.
that's the part that's the part in which, if people, let's put it this way, when you got a person that be like, okay, I identify myself with this, and they going after your child, well, I'm gonna identify myself as a homicidal maniac, somebody going down.
Yeah, man, they just passed.
Yeah. The protection of their children.
Hey, they just passed something in what you call it in what was it in Utah? Where they said you can get your concealed carry without man with no problem, and that goes along with the right to bear arms because you got to be able to protect yourself. I figure if the criminals got
But
guns, everybody else should be able to protect themselves.
But see, that's the thing. With the Second Amendment, that should be enough without us going through anything. But see, if a politician who is nothing more
Yep.
than a public official, if they can have somebody protect them, why in the ham sandwich can I not have someone protect? Why can't I protect myself? I don't need nobody telling me I don't need this type of gun. I don't need that type of gun.
Right.
I'm going to protect myself with whatever.
You know, Sarge said it best, and he's one of the guys that I follow. But here's the thing: we elect,
Icons.
yeah, right,
Icon.
Icon 2020,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
We elect officials. They work for us, so they don't get to tell us what we can and cannot do. We have a
I
law of the
agree.
land. There's a difference between lawful and legal, and
But this
sometimes.
last election has proven one thing. It was an awakening with this last election. So it had everybody thinking, hey, did we elect them or did they elect themselves?
Man, and there you go. Because at the end of the day, like I've been to Texas. I love Texas. Man, Texas, you go to a gun store. I remember in uniform, me and some of my guys in the military, we walk into this place in Beaumont, Texas. Little 5-year-old kid say, I got a rifle. I'm like, man, they teaching them young. And my thing is, you don't have the levels of crime because everybody walking around and they all strapped. And it's just, man, it's like the Wild West, but you don't have the crime there because everybody know that they can get it at any given moment. In a place like Illinois, we were probably one of the last places to make handguns illegal. I mean, make them legal. But you are always at a disadvantage with criminals because they don't care. And my thing is,
I
you
think
have a
that it
right
need
to
to be. I
protect
think
yourself.
that yeah, I think that we need to really start. Actually, we definitely need an overall healing. Whether especially our mentality, because that is what's caused a lot of crime today. Is the level of mentality. See, we was growing up, we was able to play outside, be outside. Now you can't even go outside, and something changed, and so a mentality has to change. Because why we want to have more and more criminals that we to the point we need to protect ourselves. So something has to change. Mentality has to change because who wants to live on this level every day? Who wants for something like this to get worse every day? So we need some rehabilitation somewhere when it comes to our mentality, and it needs to change immediately. You
It's
know,
going to happen.
yeah, because
It,
when I
it's going to happen, but unfortunately, a lot of people won't even pay attention until it's right there at their doorsteps.
Yeah.
that's a fact.
Sometimes you don't know what to ask until something happens. And situational awareness is critical. And I think that we need to get where there is a list of basic things that you should and should not know for young mothers, young fathers, young people. Period. A lot of the older people know some of the things, but there's a stigma that's going on in our community that I really have a problem with. I've seen parents, I've seen children ask their parents about things and ask them did they know anything about it. And I'm going off board with this example, but it's relevant. Young lady asked her mom about credit because, I tried to teach her everything I knew just as a friend. And she asked her mother, she said, did you know about this? She said, yeah, I knew about it. She said, why didn't you tell me? She said, she told her, she said, well, I had to figure it out for myself. So I figured you'll have to figure it out for yourself. And I'm like, that's a wrong answer. That is an all the way wrong answer. I'm like, you supposed to want better for your children than you have for yourself. But that you got to learn for yourself. That's kind of jacked up to me. I mean, maybe it's just me. I'm like, if I know something and you want to know and you ask me, I'm telling you, I'm sorry. The information is yours. Um,
Yeah, we should never we
With
should
our
never
with our
recycle dysfunction.
generation,
Period.
with our generation, something has changed in which, unfortunately, the previous generation who think that they were so busy smoking and drinking and
Ooh, man.
just doing a whole bunch of things that they really didn't educate themselves. They really thought they overcame, but they didn't.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
a whole lot that got lost in the shuffle that way.
I mean, you know how they were like, well, they were all, some of them opened up them with small businesses, but they didn't do what they really needed to do. They let, okay, the government came in, infiltrated, basically, they gave them things. And people don't even realize, I get arguments to this day because people don't even understand about the Section 8. People don't understand about none of this stuff. This stuff wasn't even designed for people to be living off this stuff, but what are they doing nowadays?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm reading
Yep.
some of these
Yep.
comments
Yep.
that Nicole been putting up, and she said when she was young, she knew a lady that was a friend with her mother's, and she let her 4-year-old go into the bathroom by herself in Walmart. And she said that she didn't know until afterwards because she was in the car. And see, this is just, it's like basic 101. But I think it's sort of like when you, and I'm using an example, like when you let the TV babysit your kids and things of that nature. And it's like you just get this relaxed way of thinking, and you don't you don't take action until it's a reaction rather than being proactive. Hold on, she says she don't agree
That
with
is
that
true.
either. You don't agree with what, Nicole? Because she got a lot to say here. She been typing in this little search bar. I would like to hear some of the. Because she's a younger person, and younger people are looking for direction. I can only give you so much of what I know, and I think that with experienced women here on the show, a lot of the knowledge that you all have to pass on would be, man, exceptional for this young lady. Um, and I want to just be able to connect those bridges because it may be a thing where she might not have the people that she needs to communicate with to get everything that she needs. I can come with a fatherly perspective and give a game on some of those things, but y'all could offer a lot more than I could in that perspective. It's sort of the same way when I'm talking to young men. There's a lot of things that I can teach them that wouldn't be as relevant to a young lady. And I think that's what needs to be offered in this particular platform. The whole thing with Unity by Default is we come together no matter what for the overall goal of everybody's safety and what they trying to get out of life. And I think we just lost Tina. I think she just fell off the chat.
You know, one thing a person could possibly do, and it builds up a child's self-esteem as well, is to get the child, because we're raising children according to, we can't raise the children the way we grew up. We have to raise them for this type of world today.
Right.
And one thing that I done, well, me and my husband done, Michelle got into a martial arts class.
Ooh, nice.
And it done wonders for our self-esteem, not to mention, you never know what is happening out here. So she has to learn to protect herself if my back is turned.
Right. Key things. That's very good. That's very good. Yeah, self defense is critical. And what's crazy is I taught combatives in the military, and I learned and taught things that at one point in life I didn't even think you could get out of. But man, you can get out of some situations. Combatives in the military was key for me. I had to go through, what was it, 80 hours of training. And it was crazy. I'm talking about that is a lot of fighting, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth it.
It's worth it. See, and she has her father who used to train martial arts, so she got it right there. And we were waiting on her to get old enough for just basically to have her in gun training.
So I'm about to say this to Nicole. Nicole, that's one of the things that I think would be. I think that's a very valuable tool. Um, Trying to get your children involved in some level of self defense. She mentioned that her son is autistic. I don't know if that would cause any problems with his ability to learn any of these things, but like you say, it builds confidence, self esteem, things of that nature. And just the ability to have a way out of a bad situation is a plus. That's it seems like an absolute necessity right now, especially with the way things are going.
And
Mhm.
for
All
her
right, Angie, before we allow you,
autistic son,
Say again?
her son has autism.
Yes. Hold on, let me go back down there. I saw that earlier in the comments. Um,
and that's a whole nother little subject right there in itself.
yeah, so yeah, you're
But
dealing with a lot of
that's what I
challenges.
was about to comment on. That's what I was about to comment on because when they give these children these shots and
Yep.
everything, some of these children will coming up with autism. So one thing that she could possibly do for a child with autism, change the child's diet to like more so you can say like a raw food diet. A raw food diet and the water that the child drinks. Try to make sure that water is free, no tap water,
Right.
something that's filtered water for the child to drink because um, it will help the child.
Okay.
One person actually admitted that they cured their son of autism out there, but they shut her up real quick.
Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
See, this was what I'm talking about. Did you just hear that, Nicole? That's critical information, but that's very promising. That is very promising just to hear something like that.
That's right. We need more hope
Meat,
than hopelessness,
like a lot of meat.
Say that again?
Keep the child away from eating a lot of meat. So more so with the raw foods. That's
Okay.
the key right there, the raw foods.
You mean like your vegetables?
Fruits and
Fruits and
vegetables.
vegetables.
yeah.
So is that
Mhm.
another thing like where you were talking about, sort of like with the whole alkaline thing? I'm thinking that,
Yeah.
I mean, when Sebi talked about it, it made so much sense when you think about being able to feed your children based on the climate that they're originally from.
But nowadays,
All right, and before you go,
and you can plant so much inside of a garden that you could probably. My son is trying to convince me to do a year round garden. Well, wait till I get set up. I'm gonna have that.
Yeah, you basically need your own like type of almost like a little greenhouse because we don't have the real climate to facilitate that. So you definitely need a greenhouse effect. But I ate so much greens when I was in Georgia that I said I didn't want no more greens. And then the minute that I couldn't have them, I was fiending for
Uh huh. Because greens are good because they're dark vegetables, and
them.
dark
Yep.
vegetables are good to fight cancer.
And see, that's what I was talking about. I had just told her
mm,
about that the other day too. I was like, man, she was talking about doing the juicing with the vegetables and the fruits. And she was asking what some of the good ones were. I said, I can tell you what's not. He said, man, keep away from the cauliflower. he said, he said
Yeah.
that he really broke it down to say that either it's acidic or it's alkaline. And the alkaline will start with a minimum of a 7.0 pH balance. And he said when he tested a lot of
Well,
things, he was talking about the
mm-hmm.
carrots. He said that they were hybrids. He was talking about all of the things that are being passed off as good vegetables that are hybrids as opposed to good for you. And he was like, it ain't.
That's true.
He said that which color? He said what was it? Cauliflower, he says, white. It don't have no green in it. He said it has zero value whatsoever. I mean, he was breaking it down. And this is a man that never went to kindergarten. And I'm like, man, he was just a blessing. I think that the minute that I never forget when I saw the interview where Left Eye said, "I'm going to make you famous." It was almost like a target got put on that man's back. But a lot of people did benefit from it.
And a
Oh
lot
yeah,
one
absolutely.
person on my page that actually learned from Dr. Sebi. Her name is Monique's Room. Monique's, I forgot the name of her room, but it's Monique's Room. She's on my Facebook page.
Okay.
She has a lot of gems, and she goes through like little training sessions to teach people. She's pretty good, and she learned through Dr. Sebi.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's good too, because we need to spread this information. So it's being able to
yeah, I
knowledge
mean, hey,
as
Nicole is
well.
talking.
Even down to the mucus, even with the mucus forming food, we had to be careful about.
Oh yeah. He said the mucus was the only disease. I was like, whoa.
It is because it hides everything
That's
into it. The mucus hides everything into it. So that's why we need to get rid of it.
Hey, it's funny because
all right, and
said that her son loves meat. She said, I heard everything she said. I love it. She said, but my son loves meat. I'm like, oh boy. So you're just gonna have to work more of them veggies in there. You're gonna have to work more of that in there, especially if you got a chance of being able to cure autism. That's something, hey, I'm one of them dudes, I go cold turkey if it's gonna make me right.
And the water that they're
all right,
drinking,
and
you have
we
to watch
really
the water. I personally use a Berkey water system here, and that cleans basically everything out.
And you say it's a what water system?
It's called the Berkey water system.
Okay. That's is that BERKE?
Yeah, Berkey Berkey water system. Plus, I also have a machine. We got a lot of things in which, like, I have a machine to where I can alkalize water. So I'm never drinking like tap water. That's what she needs for her child.
Yeah, I gotta have spring water. Berkey water system, and you want to go alkaline.
alkaline diet is going to be a key. You know.
Because
Well, and we thank you so.
they got people thinking that the fluoride is good. The fluoride is not good for us.
No, it's the same thing in toothpaste. They talked about that for years. They even have, that they have the little tabs that they put on the toothpaste things in the different colors to let you know the level of danger to it. And I've seen a lot of people with those red tabs, and that's like, man, it's sort of like a stop sign. But that level of fluoride it's critical.
Yeah, it's amazing how you going through a whole lot, not even know what
Deodorant,
you're
which
actually
I
doing to our body.
has aluminum or fluoride or anything into it. So, that helps me big time because I don't use all the rest of that stuff that they use out here. The body is going to naturally sweat, and you got to brush your teeth. I can't use all that stuff. I changed all of that stuff out.
Man, I feel extremely comfortable with what we've discussed tonight in this show. I can't wait to the next one. I'm going to have everything, fancied up. I had all my stuff on there, and then when I went to redo the program, all my stuff that I had disappeared. So I have all of that implemented here. We're gonna have the like, share, and subscribe button going on. Please pass this on to friends, family, because what we're gonna do is grow this village back to back to the ways when we was coming up. Man, it was fun. It was like, man, biggest thing we had to worry about was we gonna have peanut M&Ms or plain M&Ms. The dangers were there, but we had each other. And with that being said, man, I really, really want to thank you for your input, Angela. That's been amazing. Tina, hey, you a lady T, aka Pinky. You got anything else to
All
say?
right, Angie. Hold on one second. Thanks for turning on the show, Angie. We really appreciate that. As you log off or as you end your conclusion, leave us with just a small compact of of course, the way we was raised, and maybe like, and now that we're seeing the future headed to a way, just try based on your analysis, what you and seeing that there are children and children today,
You breaking up, Tina.
uh, how can you conclude valuable things um, that our young mothers say? What do you leave as a resolution to help our grandchildren evolve based on what you see futuristically?
Did you make out what she said, Angela?
No, it's like every other word is breaking up.
Tina, something going on with your connection is
Okay.
okay. You sound good now. Go ahead, repeat
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right, Angie. As you conclude, based on, can you hear me good now?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you fine.
Okay, great. Based on what your parents gone through and yourself and your children, what can you, how can you enable or your grandchildren with, how can you enable your children with their grandchildren, your grandchildren, based upon what you're seeing for the future? If you can see the future now, what can you implement now that will help your grandchildren today? How can you conclude that based upon the evolvement from our parents to you, children, but how can we kind of like what can we leave as a futuristic or implementing something futuristic that would help our children, our grandchildren evolve futuristically?
Mainly with me, like I said, with her having some type of self defense training with the children, I stay involved with her a lot. So, she's able to talk to me just about anything. Plus, she's also learning everything that she does. She's learning. She learns how to plant a garden. That's something that's a yearly thing that we do every year. So she will know how to grow her own food and know how to feed herself.
That's key.
Gas to do that and know how to fish, know how to do whatever she has to do to maintain herself. Plus, she's also, I don't think she will be what you would call like a 9 to 5er because, the environment that she's in, my husband has his own business. And so she's one in which she's always like, oh, I'm going to get this and I'm going to sell this. She's trying to do her own little thing and have her own little business. I'm glad on that.
Self-sufficiency
That's
is key.
good.
We just
Based on the school system.
nurture them in every way that we
Yeah.
possibly can. If they have a hope or a dream, because this right now everything is changing. Not only for us, it's changing for them as well. So as we're going along, yeah, we have to keep them safe, and we have to just nurture them the best way that we can, so they can get to that future, so they can have a safe future.
Yeah, because they're trying to put everything in the AI at this more artificial intelligence. They're going to be dealing with a lot of technology and everything. Being able to, most kids just want to be into the sport, whatever the case may be. We need to implement more engineers, people as kids as in technology. We need more physicians, even like with the guy that made a solution for taking out the gorilla glue, and we need a lot more things that's going to help us um, become, a better group of individuals, because we stuck on so many materialistic things to the point that we are not doing things that's going to help our overall health when it comes to our mentality, our spirituality, emotions, and all of those things. I mean, based upon what I'm looking at, I can see where we failed in our generation, we Generation X, and we changed some things, although some discipline and morals need to always be there. Now, I think that never should have been changed. I think that giving our children everything instead of earning was detrimental to the millennials today, because they have that media gratification, they have that entitlement. Again, like we were talking earlier, that they want to skip the process, but they want everything now. They don't want to work for that. So basically, that's why I was saying, based upon how we were raised, And based on how we raise our, we stop this recycling with our grandchildren because something has to be implemented, things has to be taken out based upon what we have seen and noticed thus far.
What has to be taken out is, to tell you the truth, is social media. And the media, the social media, and the government telling us basically on how to raise our children. All of that is the problem right there. And when we couldn't discipline them, we couldn't do this, and call 911 if your parents do this. It's like everything was stacked up against us.
Yeah, that's true.
So right
That's
now,
so true. So
you could be the best parent that you could possibly be, but yet at the same point, when these children step out this door and they seeing something out there that's, you know, what the other kids are doing or something that's trendy or whatever,
Yep.
they're gonna want to do whatever those kids are doing. They, regardless of the way they were raised, they want to get out here and do all this other stuff.
yeah, I think making them informative and teaching them the risks and the repercussions behind it, and when they find out that man, mama was absolutely correct, dad was absolutely correct, I think I'm gonna start listening more. So yeah, we have a whole lot. We got a whole lot, but we got to do something because it's changing dramatically, and there are some changes, in my opinion, that need to be made. And I think principles and morals will always be there. I don't think they ever change. Law is law, but when it comes to implementing things that we taken out, such as earning, such as in working for, being appreciative to a lot of different things. So yeah, we got a whole lot. We discuss diet. We discuss, allowing a system to change or tell you how to raise your children when you're the one that carried the child. You have a personal relationship with your child first. So it's just a lot. So, but once we get this conversation going and we understand this is not a problem just in just one household, this is a problem in our communities, period. So we're gonna have to implement a conversation that's gonna just get us back to, in my opinion, what would be a rightful, culture point that works. We know what works. We just got to implement that back. But of course, we're dealing with a bigger demon or a bigger evil than we were coming up. But if we all get back to the same mentality, then we had to start correcting this next generation. I believe that we have to correct the next generation, and we can't allow that. And so we have some accountability. From my standpoint, I have to be accountable. Like, man, I taught this, I taught that, but that was absolutely wrong. I believe we're gonna have to unlearn and relearn again correctly, and start implementing that into it, and also paying attention to what's actually going on. So it's a lot, but we got to get it started. We got to start. We got to have solutions,
Well,
resolutions.
I haven't
We got to
lost
start
on
somewhere, and the
all the
time is
children.
now.
It's happening, but it's just in small doses. But it is happening around here. It's just more so, like I said, with a lot of these children out here, a lot of these people, they don't realize what's happening around them until it's knocking at their doorstep.
Right. Um,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, that's facts.
it's just impossible for me to give up on the kids. That's the way I look at it. So with that attitude, it's gonna make me always reach out and try to figure out what can be done. And I think one of the key points in all of this is actually listening to them, because a lot of them are intelligent. They have something to say. It's just that they feel like they don't have a voice, and you have to let them exercise that voice. It's a way to do that, and you can demand respect, and at the same time be attentive, and just not let it get out of hand. But they respect when you come at them a certain way. Um, I've had a lot of success that way, and hopefully we'll be able to continue it.
Man, we appreciate you so much, Angie, for calling.
Yes.
Yeah, some
Oh, thank
insight.
you. Thank you for
Um,
having me.
all right. Yeah, it's definitely our pleasure. So man, it's a matter of right now just coming up with what we want to make the next topic for the next show and exactly when. I'm ready to go at any time though. Yeah, because I think this is going to be critical. I think we're going to get more young people coming in, and I think it's going to be essential for us to have information that's going to be of some value to them because a lot of them are looking for answers.
Yep, that's right. All right, what we going out on?
Let's see. You know what? We're gonna go out on Dear Daddy. Yeah, Dear Daddy. I want to go with that one because I'm like, man, there's a lot of people missing that father figure in that father or that father figure in their life. And actually, it's just one of my favorite songs. So this is Dear Daddy featuring who was on this song with me? With your god brother and KXilla. KX produced it as well. All right, with that being said, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Unity by Default show. I'll be posting something soon and we'll have a countdown on when we'll be going live. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Again, like, subscribe,
We
and
also like to thank Nicole for tuning in as
yes,
well.
I was about to say that. And I definitely want to make sure that, man, I want to actually invite her to come on and dialogue with us. Call into the show. You got something to ask, you got some input you want to put in, please feel free to do so and have your friends do the same. And they, again, you can share this with them. Y'all can go back and, let us know some of the topics that y'all would like to discuss. We're more than open to get that conversation started. With that being said, we're about to fade out, and man, I thought the show was rather informative tonight. Angela, you killed it.
Absolutely. All right, want to put your album on a cover? Phase me out.
Oh, okay, cool. Boom. On that note, man, go out and pick up Lessons in Life. DOCILLI. It's great music, I guarantee it. And we're going out to what number on here? Dear Daddy. That's number 6 on the album. Docilla featuring Your God Brother and KXilla. All right, peace. Y'all take it easy. Bye.
Dear Daddy, I know you're kinda busy and things, me too. Was outside playing on swings, came back in cause it was cold to grab me a sweater, saw your picture on the dresser and had to write a letter. You and mommy had some problems, this I see. Sometimes I think you left just because of me. I hope you didn't. You and mommy starting to shout. Is there a chance that you can work things out? Cause if you do, I turn to sports and no cartoons. Get up early and dad'll even clean my room. Life's hard and everybody's got their ways. I study daily and promise I can get straight A's. Go to church every Sunday and won't make noise. Christmas time, save your money. I don't need toys. Please come back, cause daddy, I don't wanna pretend. I just wanna be a family again.
D-A-D-D-Y, I love you. There's no one else above you. Hate to show how much it hurts me. You try but still can't see me. D-A-D-D-Y, I love you. There's no one else above you. Never is to L-A-T-E. To show my L-O-V-E love.
Dear Daddy, I miss you. Been having issues. I finally got the nerve to pick up this pencil. Ever since you passed, I think about the last time I saw you, and it's clear than a crystal. It hurts my heart every time I think about it. Pen in my hand, just so hard to get this ink about it. So many things I wanna say to you, things I wanna do with you, but now I'm not able to. I got a studio, I'm signed to a label too. Daughter named Dakota and watermelon, her favorite fruit. A lot of nights I sat and prayed for you. I had to turn you away, even though I hated to. Yeah, mistakes, I done made a few. A whole lot of bull I made it through. I always knew you were the man of praise. I know you looking down, smiling at the man you made.
D-A-D-D-Y, I love you. There's no one else above you. Hate to show how much it hurts me. You try but still can't see me. D-A-D-D-Y, I love you. There's no one else above you. Never is to L-A-T-E. To show my L-O-V-E love.
Dear daddy, since the day mama had me, saw your baggy, teary eyes looking at me, I was happy, features matching you exactly. All your friends call us twins, and as sure as I'm your son, I'ma make the earth spin. Whether fire, earth, wind, we a team, shirt, skins. Even though I love mama, only men make men. I'ma follow the direction of your word to the letter. The example that you set up, only I'ma do it better. I'ma peep where you messed up, repeat all your best stuff. Keep it shy ink, so in peace you can rest up. Everyone that come around my mama gon' respect her. That's what you taught me, I was born to protect her. I learned a lot of lessons and there's still a lot of questions. It's like a new message get revealed every session. I count it as a blessing that my father has a presence, a man of the essence of the Father that's in heaven.
D-A-D-D-Y, I love you. There's no one else above you. Hate to show how much it hurts me. You try but still can't see me. D-A-D-D-Y, I love you. There's no one else above you. Never is to L-A-T-E. To show my L-O-V-E love.
All right. Once again, thanks for tuning in. This is your host, DOCILLI, Doc Killer, a.k.a. Kendall Brinson. Peace.